History unfolding on Capitol Hill as the Senate kicks off the former president's second impeachment trial tomorrow.
House managers will argue that while former President Trump was still in office, he committed an impeachable offense of inciting an insurrection. On January 6th, he used a rally speech to encourage thousands of his supporters to protest on the Hill. That led to what became a deadly riot.
And joining us now for tonight's top story, CBN News Capitol Hill correspondent Abigail Robertson. Abigail, how's President Trump's legal team planning to respond to those charges?
Well, President Trump's defense plans to argue that it is unconstitutional to impeach a president that has already left office. Now, 45 Republican senators agree with this, including Senator Lindsey Graham, meaning a conviction is unlikely.
The impeachment articles, I think, are unconstitutional because the president is in Florida. He's not in office. Impeachment for a president requires the Chief Justice to preside over the trial. He's not at the trial because President Trump is not the president. So this is not process. The Constitution, I think, has been flagrantly violated.
Graham told CBS's Face the Nation, it's not a question of how the trial ends, it's a question of when.
The outcome is really not in doubt. That doesn't mean what happened on January the 6th was okay. It means this impeachment in the eyes of most Republicans is an unconstitutional exercise. Right. The president's behavior, in my view, is not a crime, but he can be charged with one if people think he committed it because he's now a private citizen.
While fellow GOP Senator Pat Toomey told CNN he believes the trial is constitutional, Toomey hasn't decided how he will vote.
You did have 45 Republican senators vote to suggest that they didn't think it was appropriate to conduct a trial. So you can infer how likely it is that those folks will vote to convict. I disagreed with their assessment. I think it is constitutional. I think it's clearly constitutional to conduct a Senate trial with respect to an impeachment. In this case, the impeachment occurred prior to the president's leaving office.
Democratic impeachment managers will try to prove that Trump is solely responsible for last month's attack because he refused to concede the election. His words incited the riot, and he was slow to condemn it.
We fight like hell, and if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
The president was taking steps to make it worse, not better.
Arrested rioters like Jacob Chansley petitioned President Trump for a pardon before he left office. Now, ABC News reports Chansley's attorney argues his client believes his actions came at the request of the president.
We will remove them from office one way or another.
The defense is expected to argue President Trump's speech ahead of the Capitol siege is protected by the First Amendment.
When you look at the facts, many people had already planned to attack the Capitol before he ever spoke.
Lead attorney Bruce Castor says they also plan to use Democrats' own words against them as part of their defense.
And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd.
Now, President Trump's defense attorneys rejected a request that Trump appear in person to testify under oath at the trial. 17 Republican senators would have to join every Democrat senator in voting to convict President Trump in order to bar him from ever running for federal office again, which, as I said at the top, seems very unlikely right now.